Time to bring in national trial attorney Mike Jaafar, who's watching along with you at home. He's on cross right there. It's so critical whether this jury believes that he was shot from the front or the back, because obviously she claims that he was charging towards her. So what was your takeaways from this?
That defense attorney really wants the testimony that he knows that this lead investigator is going to give him, and this has already been discussed and ruled on by this judge in a pretrial hearing, and we already know that there's a lot of tension between this judge and this defense attorney that started before the trial began. At the end of the day, the defense so far is putting on a good case. I think that the prosecutor and her line of questioning when she was cross-examining Ashley Benefield last week was terrible, was awful for the prosecution, great for the defense. But this is a little bit clumsy. I know what this defense attorney is trying to do. He's doing his job. Sometimes as a defense attorney, you don't really want the jury to hear the answer. You want them to hear the question. Right? And so she's not even letting him ask the question. Think about it. Why won't she let him ask the question and then object? Some of the questions she just objected before he said, do you believe? And then she just objected. Why? Because she knows, like any trial attorney knows, once the jury hears the question, they cannot unhear it, right? And then even if they don't hear the answer, they've heard the question. And so it's poisoned their mind, and that's what you want. You want this jury to go back, because you know that these cases are Rorschach tests for juries. They're a Rorschach test, right? This case is a direct line from the case just before the Marsha Thompson case. Both of them in Florida. Both of them involved the same defense. This defendant actually is only charged with murder 2. Thompson was charged with murder 1. And in that case, we know that she shot her husband 9 times while he was sitting down, laying down, right? And she was a trained police officer, custom patrol officer, and she was wearing a vest when she did it, and she got acquitted. This defendant is the opposite. She has much better facts, and her defense attorney, you could tell he really wants this jury to hear that she shot him while he was charging at her, right? And he knows that he's dealing with a client that might not be as sympathetic as prior client. There's just some vibe you get. So this is clumsy. I'm really interested to see how they emerge from this sidebar, because, hey, the defense brought the lead investigator on. It's always very, very risky when you bring on the lead investigator in your defense case. So I'm really curious to see how they come out of this sidebar.
Oh yeah, I want to see how they end their defense case. They only have a few more witnesses, and then they are going to rest their case. Michael Jaafar, thanks so much for all